tournez, tournez à tous les vents. L'amour prendra son temps. J'ai tant de choses à voir et tant de choses à faire. Le monde s'ouvre devant moi. Je ne sais pas encore où commence la terre. Je ne sais pas ce que je crois. Je vis dans la ronde de mes images. Je fais des fleurs avec tous les nuages. Je découvre d'un regard nouveau tous les rêves de Marco Polo. Rêver, chanter, rêver et courir après l'été. Voilà, voilà ma seule histoire. L'amour viendra plus Voilà, voilà ma seule histoire. L'amour viendra plus tard.
Come on, Rogan.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Debbie and I would like to welcome you to this very special moment in our lives, Charlotte and Christmas. Today we are surrounded by friends and family who have supported Charlotte and Chris during the last years. As the father of the bride, I have the pleasure of making the first speech and paving the way for the star speaker of the group. I would like to welcome every one of you here, as you've all played some part, however small, in the lives of Charlotte and Chris, and are valued because of that. Your presence here is important to them. Apart from a few local friends and family, many of you have travelled a long way to attend this occasion. It shows how much you love and respect Charlotte and Chris. Either that, or you came for the free meal. Even that comes at a cost because you have to listen to me. I will leave it to Chris to welcome his family and friends. However, I, on behalf of Charlotte's side of the family, welcome you all. I would like to give a special welcome to Gary and Basha, and family coming all the way from Dublin. Gary has always been very special to Charlotte, really supporting her when needed, as he's done to all of the family. For those who don't know Gary, he's a brilliant linguist. When we lived in the farm in Anglesey, we attempted to learn Welsh, a very difficult language. Granny Pat sent Gary a tape on Welsh, and a few days later, he was speaking Welsh. Whenever we visit Ireland, we always get a warm welcome from the family, particularly Basha. And I know Charlotte would want me to make a special mention. I am pleased to welcome Charlotte's grandmother and my mother-in-law, known as Granny Pat. She has played an important part and had a very close and caring relationship with Oliver and Charlotte. Friday was a special night, as we often entertained, or were entertained, with neighbours. So this became the regular night they stayed with grandparents, and a special treat of fish and chips by the sea. Sadly, Charles is not here today to be with us, but he is very fondly remembered by us all. I am pleased to welcome Charlotte's Uncle Gordon and Auntie Bev and their girls. Who Charlotte grew up with, and as she has many pleasant memories. It is great to see Libby and Louise happily married with established families and grandchildren. This brings me on to the maid of honour, Sarah. Sarah became a significant part in our life before Charlotte was born. as I was working away in Glasgow near the time Charlotte was due, and Bev, with newborn baby Sarah, came to stay with us in Rugby. Bev was amazingly generous with her time, bearing in mind she had a young baby herself. Of course, the support Bev gave could only happen with the help of Gordon, as he was left looking after two young children. At the time, he was managing a builder's merchant, and I have visions of Louise and Libby sitting on the counter while Gordon served the customers. Charlotte's other uncles, Charles, Frank, and Aunts Mo and Tricia, have all been in Charlotte's life, and it's equally important they are here today. Christmas would not be the same without Tricia, and she is a vegetarian. And we also I'm equally pleased to see Ella and Darren, who were married just 2 years ago in Cornwall and show all the signs of true love. We are very fond of them. Also, I'd like to welcome all of the friends who are here. Each one of you has been specially chosen because we want you to share this special occasion. I would like to now turn to Charlotte's siblings. Oliver has been a loving, caring brother and has always been there for Charlotte. When Charlotte had the difficulties a few years ago, Oliver was the first to pledge the metic acids and his own wealth to help. During these difficult times, he carried the company whilst we supported Charlotte. Oliver's relationship with Charlotte is very close, and they care for each other a lot. They both share an arty, creative mannerism, and both are producing quality artwork that still adorns our home. Both can be feisty or prickly, and siblings can be, but when pressure comes on, they quickly rally together. Oliver is the life and soul of the party, like his mother, and at parties everyone wants to sit next to him. I am proud of Oliver. He's a natural diplomat and oozes loyalty and charm. Oliver would not be the same without Harriet, Oliver's bride of only 6 months. Harriet is a gem who makes us smile and is now such a natural part of the roving clan. I'm very proud to welcome Kerry, Charlotte's and Oliver's big sister, and Chris, her husband, who are here today. Charlotte is very proud of her big sister and her achievements in the legal profession. Kerry takes after me and my love of travel and, of course, a good glass of wine. To have all my family here today means the world to me. This being a modern marriage, I must mention the children. Georgia knows how special she is to me and Grandma, and I'm now pleased to welcome Lewis and Jake into the family. I know they think of me already as Gramsci and the regular supply of pocket money, but I'm sure it will be. Now is my turn to attention to Charlotte's mum and my wife Debbie. Many of you know us and think I wear the pants in our house. Little do they know, being married to a psychologist, Debbie has a degree and PhD in psychology, but tells everyone she doesn't practice. Not true. Typically, when I decide what we should watch on the television on an evening, I get the choice. Would you like a homemade chicken curry, watching America's Top Model with a nice glass of wine, or beans on toast watching Model? You may think, okay, beans on toast is worth the sacrifice and not having to watch America's Next Top Model. But don't forget, we have a psychologist here, and the beans on toast comes with no wine, on my own, and guess who does the washing? Having been in the wedded state for much of my life, I'm in a position to offer our newlyweds some timely advice. Give and take. That's the secret of a happy marriage I've found. Give and take. They're the key words. The wife gives the orders, Chris, and that's right. This brings me on to Georgie, where Georgie is a chip off the old block. And only last weekend reminded Chris on his duty to cut the grass. She must have magic powers over him because he did it. And Georgie is already displaying the power females have over males. Joking aside, we've been happily married for 35 years and we love each other deeply. We are the perfect team and we hope Chris and Charlotte can enjoy a similar relationship. Now I'd like to focus on Charlotte. It seems not so long ago I was holding a newborn, beautiful 7.5-pound baby girl with blonde hair in my arms. It was one of my proudest moments until, of course, today. One only has to look to see how beautiful she looks today, which makes me so proud to be her father. Charlotte has found a perfect partner in Chris, and I'm delighted he's become part of the family. There are many things I admire about Chris, and most importantly, he loves Charlotte. He works for the family business, and it's clear he appreciates the finer things of life. Well, he married my daughter, didn't he? And when it comes to talking about Charlotte's qualities, where do I start? She's gentle, intelligent, generous, hard-working, and well-organised. She is her father's daughter. Over the years, I've seen Charlotte develop many talents. She was awarded a degree in building construction, and then moved to London and went to Lucy Clayton's. She moved into Notting Hill, and she had just blossomed. We would visit her and find this new woman in bright lipstick and dressed in the London style. She was having fun and expressing herself. Her first job in London was PA to the PA of the chairman of Rolls-Royce. She then went on to be PA of the editor of Hello magazine. From there she changed direction completely and used her degree to get a job as a building inspector for Lambeth. Now Lambeth is quite a testing area, and thankfully she transferred to the leafy Surrey Heath area, where she had great support, especially from JB, who is here today with his wife. Thanks for looking after Charlotte. In the family we would call her Bobbert the Builder Phase. When she moved outside of London, she worked for Bell, delivering watches to people like Madonna, etc. Charlotte was in fact the first employee of Meta when we opened a factory in Bristol. She is neat and organised, and everything had a colour code with posted stickers and full of instructions. When she went on to join Hello magazine, the editor had the same treatment. And then the wedding plans for today were done in the same orderly manner, which is Charlotte's way. We've all been kept on our toes, especially Chris, where he received at least 6 emails reminding him about alterations to his father's wedding ring. Charlotte has always been a very thoughtful and responsible person from a very young age. One evening, Charlotte and Oliver, then about 10 and 8, had been to a neighbour's farm about half a mile away to play. As was the custom when they left to walk home, the neighbour phoned us to say they were on the way. When they hadn't arrived, I telephoned to say had they been held up, and the answer was no. So I quickly jumped in the car and sped along the lane to find them. Yes, those who know me can guess I drove fast, but reached the neighbours without any sign of them. I immediately drove back even faster, but still no sign. Panic set in, so this time I went faster, but still no sign, so I carried along right down to the end of the lane. I then drove back even faster, and went the other end of the lane, but still no sign. I then rushed into the house, and I was in the process of calling the police, when Charlotte, with Oliver in hand, came walking down the path. I said, "Where the hell have you been? We were really worried." Where Charlotte shouted back, "We've had to keep hiding in the ditch as some lunatic." When it comes to Charlotte, I should have known it wouldn't have been her fault. With Charlotte, we never really worried about her too much, as she was and still is too busy worrying about us all. Charlotte has brought us untold happiness during her childhood and into adulthood. She is a wonderful and natural mum. Chris, if Charlotte is half as good a wife as she is daughter, then you are left here with a woman who epitomises honour and respect for both herself and those she loves. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a radiant bride, we have a charming, handsome groom. Please join me in a toast to Christmas.